Dick Whittington and his cat. Once, in a quiet country village, lived a young boy named Dick Whittington. He was poor and often hungry, but his heart was full of big dreams. He dreamed of a faraway place called London, a city so grand that its streets were paved with sparkling gold. One morning, Dick decided his dream was too big to stay in his small village. He tied his few belongings in a bundle, waved a quiet goodbye to the sleeping cottages, and whispered, "I'm off to London to find my fortune." The road to London was long and dusty. As Dick walked, a friendly cat with fur as soft as silk and eyes as green as emeralds began to follow him. Soon they were the best of friends, sharing scraps of food and walking side by side. Days turned into a week, and the journey grew hard. Their bellies rumbled with hunger, and their feet ached. At night, they huddled together under starry skies for warmth, the cat's soft purr a comfort to lonely Dick. At last, they saw the tall buildings of London. But when Dick arrived, his heart sank. There were no golden streets, only noisy, crowded lanes paved with gray stone. With nowhere to go, he and his cat huddled on the cold steps of a church. Feeling hopeless, Dick decided to return home. But as he left the city, the church bells began to ring. It was as if they were calling to him, singing a magical song. "Turn again, Whittington, Lord Mayor of London." A spark of hope returned to his heart. With new courage, Dick went back. A kind merchant named Mr. Fitzwarren saw the poor boy and took pity on him. "You look like an honest lad," he said with a warm smile. "Come work for me, and you shall have a warm bed and food to eat." Dick worked in Mr. Fitzwarren's kitchen, which was run by a grumpy cook named Sarah. She gave him all the hardest jobs, but Dick always worked with a cheerful smile, happy to finally have a home. Dick's bed was in a tiny attic room, but he wasn't alone. The room was full of scurrying, squeaking rats and mice that nibbled his clothes and kept him awake all night. Dick was miserable. Dick brought his clever cat up to the attic. She knew just what to do. With a flick of her tail, she became a mighty hunter. All night long, she pounced and chased until every single rodent had run away for good. One day, Mr. Fitzwarren prepared his finest ship, the Unicorn, to sail for treasure. "Everyone in my house may send something to trade," he announced. The house filled with excitement as everyone chose their best goods to send. Poor Dick had nothing to send. "Nothing but my dear cat," he said sadly. Mr. Fitzwarren's daughter, Alice, felt sorry for Dick and offered him a coin to keep his friend, but Dick knew he must join the venture. With a heavy heart, he said goodbye to his only friend. The cat was a good sailor. The journey was long, across a wide, blue ocean filled with leaping dolphins and soaring gulls. The cat spent its days chasing ship's mice and napping in sunny spots on the deck. The Unicorn sailed to a faraway kingdom in Barbary. The captain was invited to a feast with the queen, but the moment food was served, hundreds of mice and rats swarmed the tables, gobbling up everything in sight. "This happens every day," the queen sighed sadly. "I am plagued by these pests, and no one can stop them. I would give half my kingdom to be free of them." The captain smiled. "Your Majesty," he said, "I believe I have the answer." The captain brought Dick's cat to the palace. With a mighty meow, the cat sprang into action. She was a whirlwind of fur and claws, chasing every mouse and rat out of the dining hall, through the corridors, and out of the palace forever. The queen was overjoyed. She hugged the wonderful cat and declared her the kingdom's hero. She bought the cat for 10 chests, overflowing with gold and jewels, far more treasure than the ship had ever carried before. The Unicorn sailed home, its hold heavy with treasure. The captain couldn't wait to tell Dick the amazing news. He imagined the look on the poor boy's face when he saw his cat had made him rich. When the ship returned, Mr. Fitzwarren called for Dick. "My boy," he said, his eyes twinkling, "your cat has brought you a great fortune." He opened the chests, and Dick stared in wonder. He was richer than he had ever dreamed. Dick Whittington used his fortune to do great things for London. He married the kind Alice Fitzwarren, and in time, the bell's magical song came true. He became Sir Richard Whittington, the Lord Mayor of London, 3 times over, with his faithful, clever cat always by his side.